I am Marlon Alzar Sonyoria from BS Ed 1B, and for today's discussion, we will be discussing the writing discourse, fragmentation of and integration, writing to be read, language function, planes of discourse, and there are some subparts of plane of discourse, which is participation of framework. Number 2, exchange its structure. 3, act of structure. 4, information states. 5, idea structure. And last is linking together plane of discourse. So for today's discussion, we'll be talking about the written discourse. So what is written discourse? So written discourse refers the language is structured and presented in written communication such as essay, articles, books, letters, and more. And also it encompasses various elements like organization, coherence, cohesion, and style, all of which contribute to effective written communication. In this example, which is essay about the impact and climate change on coastal communities, which is this, the written discourse follow a clear structure with an introduction, body, paragraph, and also conclusion. It also implies appropriate vocabulary, transition to ensure coherence and cohesion, making it effective piece of written communication on a topic or climate change impact on coastal communities. Okay, let's proceed to our next topic, which is the fragmentation and integration. Are two construction concepts often used in various contexts to describe the disintegration or separation of parts and the unification or combination of elements respectively. So first we'll be discuss the fragmentation. What is fragmentation? So fragmentation refers to the process or state of breaking something down into smaller parts or fragments. It also involves the division or separation of whole into discrete and often disconnected component. One of also fragmentation can occur in different domains, including the technology, society, and ecosystem. But for now, for the example of this is in technology. In the context of computer storage, fragmentation occurs when files or something on a hard drive become scattered in non-contiguous location, leading to reduced efficiency in data retrieval and storage. Okay, let's proceed to integration. So, what does it mean? Integration is refers on the other hand, it is a process of combining or unifying various elements or component to create a cohesive whole. It involves bringing different parts together to work harmoniously and achieve a common purpose or goals. So the example of this class is in the society. Social integration is the process of incorporating individuals or groups from diverse background into a larger community or society, promoting tolerance and diversity. For instances, a society that values inclusivity and actively work to include marginalized group can be described as integrated. So that means the the fragmentation involves the division or separation of parts, while the integration, it involves the unification or combination of elements to create more cohesive whole. These concepts are used in various fields to describe different processes and states of organization or disorganization. Okay, let's proceed to the next topic, which is the writing to be read. What does it mean? So, okay, what is writing to be read? So, writing to be read refers to the practice of creating writing content with a primary goal of engaging and communicating effectively with an audience. This type of writing is crafted with the reader needs and interests in mind, aiming to convey information, evoke emotions, or persuade the reader. Um, for instances, essay, novels, news articles, blog posts, poetry, and also speeches. In each of these instances, the author carefully chooses word, structure sentence, and organize the content to effectively communicate with the intended audience, ensuring that the writing is engaging and comprehensible. Let's proceed to language function. So what does it mean? So language functions refers to the specific purposes or rules that language serve in communication. So this function help people convey meaning, express their thoughts, and interaction with other effectively. And these are the some several language function, and each serves distinct purpose in different contexts. And there are some common language function along with example. First, expressive function, directive function, and also interrogative function. First, we will focus the expressive function. What does it mean? So, this function is used to express personal feelings, emotions, and opinions. Like for example, I'm so excited about the upcoming vacation. That is one of the example of the expressive. So the other example is I'm so excited about the upcoming palaro. That is one of the example class. So remember the the expressive function is you are expressing your feelings and emotions. Okay, number two, directive function. So what does it mean? So it is used to give or request information, advice, or instruction. So like for instances, your teacher giving a instruction about your project, and they said that you could pass your assignment or project on time. So for example, could you please pass your project and your performance task as soon as possible? So the teacher is requesting information for the student to pass the exam, to pass the project. Okay, let's proceed. The interrogative function. What does it mean? So this function is employed to ask questions and seek information. Like for example, what time does the meeting start? So this example is asking a question what time the meeting starts. So this function is also help or something asking question or seeking information for the audience or the receiver. And that's okay. Let's proceed to our next topic, which is the plane of discourse. What does it mean? Plain discourse is also known as rhetorical level, refers to different level of language and communication that writers and speakers can use to convey meaning and engage with their audience. These planes help structure and organize communication for various purposes. These are typically three main planes of discourse. First, syntactical plane. What does it mean? So, this planes focuses on the structure and arrangement of words and sentences to convey meaning. It deals with the grammatical and syntactical element of language. For instances, the cat chased the mouse. So that is example. Second is semantical plane. This plane is concerned with the meaning of word and how they convey information. It involves the choice of the word, their definition, and their connotation. For instances, the puppy frolicked in the garden. So that is the example of that. Third is pragmatic plane. Pragmatic plane. This plane deals the social and situational aspect of communication, including the context, the speaker's intention, and the listener's interpretation. It considered how language is used in the particular context to achieve specific goals, like for instances, could you please pass the salt? In a dinner table context, this is polite request. So in that case, these planes of discourse are interconnected, and effective communication often involves all three writer and speakers choose words and sentences structure. Syntactical plane to convey specific meaning. Semantical plane with the goals or achieving particular purposes or response. While pragmatic plane, understanding and using these planes effective can enhance the clarity and the impact of communication. And that's it. Okay, the next is participation framework. What is participation framework? Participation framework is a concept used in social linguistics and discourse analysis to understand how people take on different roles and positions during conversation or interaction. It involves examining the ways in which participants in conversation signal their roles and relations through language and nonverbal. Participation framework help us make sense of who is speaking, who is being addressed, and the power dynamic and play within a conversation. Example, imagine a meeting in corporate setting. In this context, there are many clear participation framework. First, the manager might begin the meeting by saying good morning. Everyone, let's discuss our quarterly report. The employees might respond, good morning, manager. And the manager, as the meeting progresses, participants may signal their participation framework through their language and nonverbal cues. The manager might ask specific employees for their input, giving them a role discussion. Employees may use respectful language when addressing the manager, such as certainly to signal their acknowledgement of the manager's authority. In this example, the participation framework helped to establish rule and relation within the meeting. The manager is the position of authority while the employees acknowledge this through their language and behavior. Understanding participation framework is essential for analyzing communication dynamics in various social contexts. Let's proceed to our next topic, which is the exchange structure. So, what is exchange structure? So, class, exchange structure refers to the organization and sequencing of conversational contribution between the participant in a communication interaction. It focuses on how people take turn in conversation, respond to each other, and maintain a coherent flow of communication. Exchange structure is very crucial for understanding the dynamics of dialogues, interviews, discussion, and other forms of verbal exchange. Example: consider a simple conversation between the two friends, Alice and Bob, discussing their plan for the weekend. Alice: Hey Bob, what are you up this weekend? Bob said, I was thinking of going hike about you. How about you? Alice: Hiking? Sounds great. I love to join with you. In this exchange, we can observe the exchange structure. Number one is Alex initiates the conversation by asking a question, setting the topic, while Bob responds by providing an answer and suggesting an activity. And last is Alice follow up with an enthusiasm and expression of interest in joining Bob. This exchange structure helps us maintain a smooth and coherent conversation with our participant taking turns to contribute and respond. Exchange structure is fundamental aspect of effective communication, ensuring that information and ideas are conveyed in organized and understandable manner. So let's proceed to our next topic, which is act structure. So what is this act structure? So act structure often referred to in a context of dramatic or narrative analysis are the division or segment that make up the overall structure or a play, story, or any form of dynamic performance. These acts serve to organize the plot, create pacing and falling action, and provide sense of progression within the narrative. Like for example, let's take the three acts structure commonly used storytelling. Act 1, which is the introduction or the main characters and the setting. Establish the central conflict or the problem. Introduction of the story's central question, and also often and ends with a exciting incident with set up in the story and motion. Example, in William Shakespeare play Romeo and Juliet, the Act 1 introduces us the feuding families, which is the Montagues and the Capulets, and the set of stage conflict and the love story of between Romeo and Juliet. While the second is Act 2, development of the central conflict and complication, rising action, build of tension, exploration of character, motivation, and relationship. And the example is in Act number 2 of Romeo and Juliet, the love between the titular character depends, but complications arise, including Romeo's banishment from Verona, leading to the increased tension. Okay, Act 3 is the climax. This is the highest point tension and conflict in the story, and also it often leads consequence or changes in the character lives. Like for example, the Romeo and Juliet contains the climatic scene including the fatal duel between Tybalt and Mercutio and the tragic death of Romeo and Juliet. While the three-act structure is classic example, other way narrate have different number of act and variation in the structure. Act structure help writers and audience engage with the story's progression and provide a framework for understanding key plot points and character development. And let's proceed to our next topic, which is the information state. So what is information state? So information state is the term. Information state refers to the cumulative knowledge, beliefs, and fact that a person or entity has about a particular subject or topic at given moment in time. And also, notes believed to be true and relevant about specific area or interest. Example, imagine you are discussing a complex topic like climate change. Your information state about climate change might be scientific facts and the data you've learned about the causes and effect of climate. Second is the personal beliefs or opinion on the subject. Third is the news articles and report you read recently. Fourth, conversational you have with expert or peers about climate change. Fifth, government policies and regulation related to climate change. Sixth, your awareness of recent climate-related event or disaster. Your information state on climate change is the sum of this knowledge, belief, and information you have accumulated over time. It forms the basis for how you engage in discussions, make decisions, take action related to the topic. So let's proceed to the idea structure. And what do you mean the word idea structure? So idea structure refers to the way ideas are organized and presented in written or spoken communication. It involves the arrangement of concepts, arguments, and information in a logical and coherent manner to effectively convey message or make point. As well as structured idea can enhance understanding and engagement for the audience. Let's consider a persuasive essay on topic about teenage pregnancy. The idea structure might look this. The introduction start with a hook or attention grabbing the statement to introduce the topic. Present a clear thesis statement or main argument such as and the next is the body. Each paragraph focuses on a specific aspect or argument related to the topic. And the next is the also provide evidence, facts, and examples to support each argument. The next is the counter argument. Acknowledge opposing viewpoints, refute and counter argument with evidence and reasoning. The last is conclusion. Summarize the key points and arguments made in your essay. And with compelling closing statement or call attention action in this example. The idea structure of persuasive essay follow clear and organized format, ensuring that writer's argument and evidence are presented in coherent and persuasive manner. The idea structure is crucial for effective communication, whether in essays, speeches, presentation, or any form of written or verbal expression. Okay, let's proceed to our last topic, which is linking together planes of discussion. What does it mean? So linking together planes of discussion is refers to linking together refers to the process of connecting and integrating different levels or aspects of language and communication, such as syntax, semantics, and pragmatics, to create a cohesive and meaningful discourse. It involves ensuring that the various elements of language work together will convey a clear and coherent message. Example, let's consider a complex argumentative essay as an example where different planes of discourse are linked together. Syntactical versus synthetical plane. The writer used proper sentence structure and paragraph organized to ensure the ideas flows logically to the next. Semantical plane. The choice of word and phrases are carefully made to convey precise meaning and avoid ambiguity. Technical terms or definitions are used accurately. Last is pragmatic plane. The writer considers that the context and the audience, they are use appropriate tone, style, adapting language to suit formality of the essay. Metalinguistic plane. The writer may include footnotes or citation to clarify source and provide additional information enhancing the reader's understanding. The fifth is cognitive plane. The writer's aims to persuade the reader by presenting well-structured argument, providing evidence, and anticipating counter-arguments. In this essay, all of these planes of discourse are interwoven to create coherent and persuasive piece of writing. The syntax ensures the idea flow logically, the semantics convey precise meaning, the pragmatics consider the audience, the metalinguistic elements clarify source, and cognitive elements aim to convince the readers. And for today's discussion, I hope you will learn a lot about the writing discourse, and I hope you like this video and click the thumbs, and thank you for watching. Do subscribe in my YouTube channel.